Alright, what's up you guys? I'm here with the 2012 WWE Pay-Per-View DVD Collection. First up, we have the Royal Rumble 2012, billed as the 25th anniversary. And you have Sheamus on the front here, Sheamus on the spine, and Sheamus on the back. I wonder who won. But anyway, you have the WrestleMania sign in the background, you have your superstars, you have the crowd. It's not a bad cover. And you had John Cena and Kane, CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, and Big Show in a steel cage match. Then you have your Royal Rumble match. And overall, this is not, definitely not my favorite Rumble. But I do like the disc art. It kind of has that, 90s disc art to it. It's kind of cool. But other than that, it's not the best pay-per-view in the world. Not the best Rumble. It's decent. It's really... I think Chris Jericho should have won it, personally. I know he was originally supposed to, but it is what it is. Alright, here we have the Elimination Chamber 2012. And I believe this was the last year that it was... No, second to last year was a pay-per-view. And, because then they did the network exclusive pay-per-view in 2014. But you have your WWE Championship chamber, and then your World Heavyweight Championship chamber. Very cool cover. Then you had Kane and John Cena, an ambulance match. I really hate that match type. I really don't like ambulance matches. Your two chamber matches, one by Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, both retaining. And then we have Beth Phoenix and Tamina Snuka. And probably some of my favorite disc art I've ever seen. I really like that. Overall, it's not the, it's not the best, but it's not the worst pay-per-view. All right, WrestleMania 28. I have the slipcover over there. Okay, the cover itself, I think it should have just been Rock and Cena. I actually don't think Taker and Triple H were necessary. I'm not the biggest fan of this WrestleMania. I know people that this is their favorite WrestleMania of all time, and the end of an era Hell in a Cell match is the greatest cell match of all time. I highly disagree that it's the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. It had great psychology, but I think the first Hell in a Cell match is the best, and this one would maybe make top 10. I just think it's extremely overrated, but I'll debate that some other day. I'll get criticism for that, I'm sure. But you have your artwork here. And then you have your disc art. Very cool Hall of Fame disc art. I want to show you this. Very nice. I like that. And then you have your stadiums. What was it? The Sun Life Stadium. I think so, yeah. And then you have your match listing there. You had Randy Orton and Kane. A very disappointing Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. Your Hell in a Cell match, Chris Jericho and CM Punk, match of the night, in my opinion. And then you had Rock and Cena, of course. And then your Hall of Fame wasn't the best Hall of Fame. I mean, you had Edge, but I think he got inducted a little too soon. I think they should have waited a little bit. All right, Extreme Rules 2012, great pay-per-view. This is probably the pay-per-view of the year. Absolutely amazing. The whole show is great. You have Randy Orton and Kane, Falls Count Anywhere. Big Show and Cody Rhodes, not a fan. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, a good 2 out of 3 falls match. CM Punk and Chris Jericho in a great Chicago street fight. And then John Cena and Brock Lesnar in one of my favorite matches of the PG era. And I don't have many favorite matches of the PG era. But there's your disc art, no holds barred. And yeah, just an amazing match, main event. I still think Brock should have went over, obviously. But it is what it is. Still a great pay-per-view. Alright, Over the Limit 2012. I really like the cover. I like the blue. It's very rare you see a blue pay-per-view cover, but I like it. And here's your logo. This was the final Over the Limit pay-per-view, for good reason. But we had CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, dream match. Fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight title. There's your 4 participants. John Cena versus John Laurinaitis. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say to that. And then we had Layla and Beth Phoenix. So, I mean, it is what it is. I do like the disc art, though. I'll give you that. That's pretty good disc art. It's creative. I like that. I'm not a John Laurinaitis fan, but I still like the disc art. I believe I got these mixed up here. I think No Way Out came before Money in the Bank, right? If not, oh well. No Way Out 2012. This is probably one of the worst covers I've ever seen. This is awful. This was their attempt to bring back No Way Out. The No Way Out pay-per-views are great. Except this one. This is like the bastard. This is the one that pretty much doesn't exist. You know. You had a tuxedo match with Santino Marella and Ricardo Rodriguez. Christian versus Cody Rhodes. Somewhat of a dream match as well. Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan versus Kane. And then John Cena versus Big Show in a steel cage match. So yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, it's not a good pay-per-view. But yeah, beautiful disc art though. I will give you that. Very nice disc art. Okay. Like I said, I might have mixed up the order here, but it's only 2 pay-per-views. Alright, Money in the Bank 2012. You have... this is when John Cena won, obviously. It's not a bad cover, but it was very creative the way John Cena won. It was planned that way. It wasn't some accident, you know. It was planned that way. But it was different, we could say. But you had Sheamus and Del Rio for the world title. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan again for the no DQ. And then you had 2 ladder matches here. I believe you had Dolph Ziggler, right? Winning 2012's, yep. And then John Cena winning the other contract. Open that up. Decent disc art, it's nothing special, just kind of there, generic. Alright, then we get SummerSlam 2012, The Perfect Storm. Oh boy. This is actually not a bad event. It's nothing compared to 2013, which we'll get to. But yeah, Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler, great rivalry. I actually really enjoyed their rivalry. And Kane versus Daniel Bryan. You had CM Punk, John Cena, and Big Show. Sheamus and Del Rio, and then you had Triple H and Brock Lesnar. And I think The Miz and Rey Mysterio was thrown in there too. I think it was Batman for The Dark Knight Rises. But yeah, it was kind of a snoozer match. Not a big fan of the match itself, of Brock and Triple H. Alright, Night of Champions 2012. Beautiful cover. I'm a CM Punk guy, though. And a Paul Heyman guy. We don't... Like I said before, spoiler covers do bother me to an extent. Like this one kind of does. Because it's too out there of a spoiler cover. But we have a decent card here. You have Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler. Cesaro versus Zack Ryder. Layla and Eve. Del Rio and Sheamus again. And then CM Punk versus John Cena. In a great match. They always have great matches. Money in the Bank and their Raw match is 2 of my favorite matches. So, they always have a good match, man. Alright, Survivor Series. Yeah, Survivor Series. Yep, that's what this is. Hell in a Cell 2012. I was looking at that when I read this. Hell in a Cell 2012. This cover is cheesy, but at the same time it works. So I really don't know how to feel about it. And that's not how much I paid for this. I should have, though. Alright. I don't like this pay-per-view. But you did have Sheamus and Big Show in a great World Heavyweight title match. And you had The Miz and Kofi Kingston, IC title. Randy Orton versus Del Rio. Team Hell No versus Team Rhodes Scholars. And then you had Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. Remember when that was a thing? And then CM Punk versus Ryback, Hell in a Cell. That's where I clocked out. Not a fan of that. There's my receipt. Don't really want you seeing that. Alright, so pretty nice disc artwork, though. I really like that. Alright. Now it's Survivor Series 2012. You have Ryback, CM Punk, and John Cena there. Decent cover. Just not the best event. We'll just put it that way. We had Big Show and Sheamus again. Primetime Players versus Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. Cesaro versus R-Truth. And then you had your Team Foley versus Team Ziggler Survivor Series match. That's actually my favorite match type, by the way. Traditional Survivor Series matches. And then you have John Cena, CM Punk, and Ryback. And your generic disc artwork, nothing special. And nothing special in event, really. Okay. Believe it or not, I hate this cover more than No Way Out. Because this does not say TLC to me. It's just John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, and AJ Lee. There's really nothing special to this cover. But this is obviously when the Shield made their debut. So, yeah, it's very meaningful now. I mean, in 2017, this is the Shield making their debut, and they're three of the biggest stars in the company. But you had Sheamus and Big Show one more time in a chairs match. You have Ryback there. Let's see what else. John Cena and Dolph Ziggler for the Money in the Bank briefcase in a ladder match. And that's really all you get for a match listing. Ryback and Team Hell No versus The Shield. Well, it's not their debut. It's their debut match. Their debut is Survivor Series, but this is their first match. And then, I do like that disc artwork. They had some good disc artwork. I said disc artwork. Disc artwork for 2012. But there you have it. There's all your spines. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Next up, I'll be doing probably 2013 and then 14 and then go back a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.